Ah, Hanuman's tomb. I lost my wallet there. Actually, I didn't lose my wallet there. I thought I lost my wallet there, but I didn't. I was staying in Paraganj that time for a single day. Shortly after arriving from Agra, and Varanasi before that, and overland from Kathmandu before that, I immediately went to the train station to buy a ticket onward. Exactly where to, I hadn't decided yet. In line to buy the ticket, I was talking to a couple behind me, telling them I was likely headed to Rajasthan. They replied that, as luck would have it, they were going to the same place. When I approached the counter, I decided I didn't want to gab the entire way to the same place with anybody else. So instead, I bought a ticket for Rishikesh, on a whim. Startled, they said, "We thought you were going to Rajasthan." I changed my mind. I walked out of the ticket office with a sense of freedom that only being in India in your 20s can give you. I immediately went to a bicycle shop and convinced them to rent me a bicycle even though it technically wasn't on the menu. I would pay half now and half upon my return, and I left Paraganj and spent an incredible day in New Delhi. No map, no schedule, just a bicycle and a camera. I saw all the sights, including Red Fort and Hanuman's tomb, as well as Akshardham, Indian Gate, and others, and was invited into a home for lunch and mixed it up as best I could in that crazy New Delhi traffic. Then, after cycling what may have been close to 100 kilometers, I went back to return the bicycle only to find out I had lost my wallet somewhere along the way. It was actually a little bundle of things, a moleskin, my passport, my wallet, with a little message in it that said, "As a reward if found, 2,000 rupees, a peace sign, a heart, and the words instant karma." And it was somewhere in Delhi, new or old, I didn't know. The bicycle shop owner called his tuk-tuk driving cousin to come pick me up and retrace all my steps. I quickly gave up hope of catching my evening train to Rishikesh and began to surrender to the idea that I would be stuck in Delhi indefinitely. He drove me back to Red Fort, where I spent a fruitless hour in the police box adjacent Hanuman's tomb. What had taken me an entire day to ride and see, I was seeing all again in lightning fast speed, zipping in and out of cars to recover my little bundle. Finally, we had retraced all the steps, and it wasn't to be, and we began to head back to the shop. Suddenly, I recognized a small stadium of sorts and told the driver to take a left. "Sir, this road doesn't lead anywhere. It's a dead end." "No, turn right. No, turn left here. I think I came this way. Oh, there's the place." I jumped out of the moving tuk-tuk and rushed to the little kiosk where I thought I had bought a bottle of water earlier in the afternoon. "Excuse me, did I leave anything here earlier?" With a little head bobble and a smile from the corner of his lips, from behind the counter, the man produced my little travel bundle. Holy fuck. It had every penny I had left in it, from which I drew 2,000 rupees and threw it at the man, blowing him a kiss as I raced back to the tuk-tuk. Back to Paraganj. I just may be out of this mess yet. He drove me to my hotel. I grabbed my backpack and paid the doorman. I asked him to give his cousin some bicycle money and to get me to the train station as soon as possible, and that I could still catch my train to Rishikesh. We got to New Delhi station with just enough time to pick up some local fare before hopping on the train. "Excuse me," I asked the station attendant, "which train goes to Rishikesh?" Puzzled, he replied, "That train leaves from Old Delhi station, not here. This is New Delhi." Oh my God. I ran out of the station. Praise Shiva, my tuk-tuk driver was still right there. "How long does it take to get to Old Delhi station?" "About 15 minutes. "Get me there in 5. Go, go, go." Like the challenge of a lifetime, he rose to it and throttled his way out of the station and into traffic, dodging dogs, cows, and people along the way. No regard for sidewalks or noise pollution with his liberal use of horn. After a pulsating 7 minutes, he had me at the station. I simply jumped out, throwing him some money. Plenty with no time to barter. I rushed into the station and called out into the air, "Which train goes to Rishikesh?" Somebody shouted, "The train on the last platform, leaving now." I ran up the stairs and across the elevated walkway above 8 tracks of train and scurried down to the 9th platform where the train was already in motion. I shouted at the train itself, "Does this train go to Rishikesh?" I could see the last car approaching, and I started running alongside the train. "Please, somebody tell me, does this train go to Rishikesh? Rishikesh, yes or no?" It was now or never. Somebody on the last car nodded an affirmative yes, and at the end of the platform and onto the very last car, I jumped, hanging on for dear life. A couple of freeloading hobos pulled me the rest of the way on. Although I had a seat somewhere on the train, the door to inside was locked. So there I sat on the caboose, watching Delhi fade into the distance, the dirty brown orange sky setting, northbound.